Prime Minister today announced a new chairman for the ABC to replace Ita Buttrose. It's Kim Williams, who was actually the Australian head of the Murdoch News Corp for a while. My boss.
Kim is such a perfect fit for the role, it's almost as if he were made for it. He is as much at home running media companies as he is running arts organisations, and indeed former AFL Commissioner.
Now, the paranoid left that's already freaking about, Sky News' David Spears going over there, will say, aha, a former Murdoch boss now at the ABC. Ah, conspiracy. But they can relax because Williams is actually the son-in-law of a former Labor Prime Minister, the late Gough Whitlam. And the reason that he left News Corp, well, essentially, it wasn't a good cultural fit. Now, I actually got on well with him, but even when he was being nice to me, I told him to his face, I wasn't kidding myself that we were on the same political side, but I cannot complain about his treatment of me. That said, he might be of the left, cultural left, but Williams does not like idiots or cant or hypocrisy. And he did today say his job would include tackling ABC bias, although he didn't actually admit it was there.
I think at the core of all journalism at the ABC is the imperative of being absolutely verifiably independent, offering at all times true journalistic integrity, and to the extent possible in human affairs, having an aspiration to freedom from bias.
Joining me is Sophie Elsworth, media writer of The Australian. Sophie, this is going to be fun because Kim Williams actually does have more energy than Ita Buttrose ever had. And he did say the ABC is should be free of bias. What are the odds, do you think, that he'll succeed in doing something about that?
Well, Andrew, great to be here. And look, let's be frank, he has an almighty challenge on his hands with the ABC. Ita Buttrose has a month to go in her tenure. And look, a reflection is always made on what was done under the chair's tenure. And people would argue not a lot of change from Ita Buttrose. So Kim Williams has definitely been a polarising figure by some quarters in his roles over the years. He's got extensive media experience, as we know. Today he did note the issues with bias. He also did an interview with the ABC and voiced his concerns about the use of social media. But it will be interesting to see, Andrew, if he listens to those that he deals with, because a lot of people today have said sometimes Mr. Williams thinks he's the smartest man in the room. He thinks he knows best. And whether this will work at the ABC or not remains to be seen.